Right? Let's jump straight into this explainer. If you've ever wondered how the most successful businesses actually track their pipeline, predict their forecasts, or keep their customers from churning, well, you're in exactly the right place. Because growing a business isn't just about working harder, it's absolutely about seeing clearly. And today we're going to master revenue visibility. Think about it. You've got thousands of leads, a whole team of hungry sales reps, and hundreds of renewals happening all at the exact same time. If your marketing data lives in one tool, your sales pipeline is buried in a spreadsheet, and your billing is somewhere else entirely, sure, you have data, but you certainly don't have visibility. When information is scattered like that, leadership is essentially flying blind. They can't see where the revenue funnel is blocked, which means, frankly, they can't fix it. I absolutely love this quote because it perfectly captures the actual magic of reporting. It creates alignment out of pure chaos. Without reliable reports, companies just run on assumptions. You know the drill. Marketing claims, hey, our campaigns are crushing it. While sales yells back, no way, the lead quality is terrible. All while customer success is waving their arms saying accounts are at risk. But when you put a solidly built dashboard on the screen, those arguments vanish. It forces everyone in the room to stop arguing from opinion and start discussing hard evidence. So what is a revenue dashboard, really? The crucial thing to understand is that it's not just about displaying data to look smart. It's a tool custom-built to turn that data into real, actionable visibility. It's a visual summary that pulls together everything, from your top-of-funnel marketing pipelines right down to your customer renewals. But remember, the end goal here isn't to build a fancy digital corkboard. The goal is to help humans make better, faster decisions. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the revenue visibility problem, then move into defining KPIs versus metrics, explore dashboards by business role, dive into building truly actionable dashboards, and finally, look at AI in KPI reporting. Let's kick things off with part 1, the revenue visibility problem. When you put opinions up against facts, you are literally looking at the difference between a highly stressed company and a growing company. Good reporting answers the exact questions that put an end to the corporate finger-pointing. Where exactly are leads dropping off? Which channels are actually generating real pipeline? Because without those facts, you are just guessing where to invest your next dollar. All right, moving right along to part 2, defining KPIs versus metrics. This is a trap I see professionals fall into all the time. Remember, all KPIs are metrics, but definitely not all metrics are KPIs. A metric is literally any measurable number. An email open rate? That's a metric. But a KPI, a key performance indicator, is a VIP metric. It has to connect directly to a massive strategic business outcome. So your department might track 50 different metrics, but leadership, they might only care about 5 true KPIs, like qualified pipeline, because that's what actually dictates if the business hits its revenue targets. Also, the best dashboards give you a mix of early warning signals and final results. Think of leading KPIs as your radar. Things like marketing qualified leads or daily product usage. They're telling you what's going to happen next month. Lagging KPIs, on the other hand, are your rearview mirror. Things like closed-won deals or customer churn. They tell you what already happened. If your dashboard only has lagging indicators, you're trying to drive the business while staring exclusively into the rearview mirror. You need that radar to act early. Let's shift gears to part 3, dashboards by business role. Building a complete picture means breaking things down step by step. This classic funnel right here is essential RevOps 101 for finding exactly where a conversion journey gets bottlenecked. You start with website visitors, which filter into leads, then into marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, and boom, closed revenue. If you've got 10,000 visitors but only 20 leads, your landing page is the problem. Tons of SQLs but no closed revenue, your sales conversion needs serious help. It lets you pinpoint the exact broken link in the chain. But here's the thing, one size does not fit all. A CEO needs that high-level 30,000-foot view, while a marketing manager needs to get into the weeds of which specific campaigns are generating those SQLs. You simply can't hand an executive summary to a sales rep trying to hit a monthly quota. Every single dashboard has to be custom-tailored to answer the primary burning question of the specific person looking at it. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine your company has a quarterly target of £500,000, but you check your pipeline dashboard and it's only showing $300,000. That right there is screaming at you that immediate action is needed. That's the power of a dedicated sales pipeline dashboard. It doesn't just record history, it predicts the future. By seeing that massive gap halfway through the quarter, leadership actually has time to pivot. They can launch a promo or spin up a new campaign before it's too late.
And let's not forget customer success. For them, retention dashboards are all about figuring out why accounts are at risk so you can fix the leaky bucket before the revenue drains out. Revenue absolutely does not end after the first sale, especially for subscription businesses. If you're bringing in millions in new sales, but losing millions out the back door because users are skipping onboarding and churning, you aren't growing, you're just treading water. A great dashboard segments that churn so you can finally plug the holes.
That brings us to part 4, building actionable dashboards. Seeing a cool £1 million pipeline on your screen feels fantastic. Sure, it feels great for a sales leader to log in and see that huge number. But honestly, without context, it's virtually useless. What does it actually mean? Are those deals real? Is there a confirmed decision maker? Are they closing tomorrow, or are they just stale 3-year-old deals that a rep was too lazy to delete out of the system? A number, all on its own, just isn't actionable. It only becomes actionable when you apply proper design principles. When you break that 1 million down by stage, when you flag the deals that have been stalling out for over 60 days, and when you highlight exactly where the next action is missing, suddenly you don't just have a static number anymore. You have a to-do list. The dashboard has transformed from a report into an active management tool. We have all seen them. Those chaotic, rainbow-colored dashboards packed with pie charts and scatter plots that end up looking like a digital Christmas tree. They're totally overwhelming and incredibly hard to use. The golden rule of design here is ruthless simplicity. Always start with the business question you are trying to answer. Choose only the KPIs that answer it. Show the trend over time because movement matters way more than a static number. And highlight the exceptions. Show people what needs their attention today. But here is the harsh reality. If your sales reps aren't updating their opportunity stages, your entire gorgeous pipeline dashboard is wrong. Clean data creates trust, bad data creates massive confusion. Missing CRM fields, duplicate records, teams having totally different definitions of what an active customer even means. These data quality issues will absolutely destroy confidence in your reporting. And if the team doesn't trust the data, they won't use the dashboard, and you are right back to arguing over opinions. And finally, part 5, AI in KPI reporting. Artificial intelligence is basically acting as the ultimate co-pilot for revenue operations right now. Imagine logging in, and AI just instantly points out that your usually rock-solid partner channel dropped 20% this week. Or it flags a massive enterprise account that's about to churn because their product usage tanked and they filed 3 angry support tickets. AI gives you this superhuman anomaly detection and next best action recommendations. But a quick reality check, it completely relies on clean CRM data to function. It's just a magnifier. If your data is bad, the AI will just confidently give you bad insights. Now, if you are an aspiring RevOps manager gearing up for an interview, this right here is exactly how you prove you can drive business growth. Don't just sit there and tell an interviewer you know what a KPI is. Actually build a practical mock dashboard for a B2B SaaS or corporate training company. Show them you know how to track leads by source, identify churn by segment, and track expansion revenue. Walking them through how your dashboard supports real business decisions, that will put your leagues ahead of the competition. I want to leave you with this one critical thought to ensure your reporting isn't just acting as expensive digital decoration. Take a hard look at the tools you use every single day. Are you just staring at history, or are you looking at a roadmap for your next move? The businesses that absolutely dominate their industries aren't necessarily the ones with the most data. They're the ones who use their dashboards to clearly see what needs to be done next. Thanks so much for diving into this explainer with me, and keep turning that data into action.